Hello, this is Gerald Tovenhaus. Basically, letters seems to be very difficult how we use them in words and how they have a meaningfulness, but actually are based upon the positions of letters. How we can recognize what it is based upon a very simple principle of 1, 2, 3. So these things we immediately understand. We understand up, down. We understand also in middle here and there. We understand when something is fixed at a place or when something is moving. They are very basic principles, or when these things are not so clear, we have to look for a context. And that's basically the 1, 2, 3 rule is all that you need to understand all the letters. And that means that even difficult words should be, you should be able to analyze them, why we choose these letters, and you should do that quite quickly as well after a while. But it takes really a challenging time to get used to the whole system, because we do that very unconsciously, and to do that consciously is really a different matter. It will take time, even when it is based upon these principles that are simple: horizontal, vertical, diagonal, and these three positions. This 1, 2, 3 rule also of 1, 2, 3 options and so on. Let's have another example and see if the positions that I have there in my scheme are also the same when we describe a certain word, an abstract word. Let's have an abstract word like great. And then there I will also show it as a form, as something very simple. So great is of course not small, not nearby, but it is big. It is the G of the big. That's where we start from. We want to have it in a continuation, the greatness in a continuation, so that we can pinpoint that at that point that it's here we have it, and that's already a description of it. And I have here a certain image as how I see it as great. So I have, instead of going from very close by, that point, that black point there is focusing more on this bigness and this continuation that you have there. There is my point of reference. So that should be actually what I expect of the greatness to have an appearance in that way. Now let's find out, and let's figure out where the letters are in the system, and how they are also visualized by quickly probably exactly the same way, or pretty much the same way. So we always talking about focuses. So here is a person who has three sorts of focuses with also three categories. Either I have a close by object, a point where I can start from, or I have movements and so on, or I have this larger generalized vision in the background. We need, of course, the bigger thing, so which should be at the top. So great is something bigger, so we start from something that we analyze as something bigger, and there should be continuation in it as well. And probably in the end we will also say like, okay, we have a point where we can start from, because it's great, because it's bigger, and because there's a continuation. So that will be more or less the order that I will have. It still is from the big thing to the close by thing. Close by is not necessary, so it should all be within that great or bigger region, how I imagine things to be great. That's a simple association that I just do. So let's figure out where the letters are. Here's the bigger thing, so we go to focus upon something, a point of reference, but it starts from the bigger, so that's of course easy to conclude from there. So let's find out if this is correct. We have the G and the R in the upper category. We have an A from the continuation, which is about continuation, and we have the A and T as references of points where I can start from. The G, yeah, what is the G doing? It's the diagonal reference from space, so it starts from space, and we start to look at from where we are, and we see at all things that are bigger. So that is indeed our first reference point. The next reference point is R, which are the connection points in a general sense, in the bigger sense. And these are connection points where the feedback processes meet actually your goal. So you have a goal in G, and the R meets that goal because it finds references of end points. So I have starting points in G, and I have an end point at the other side. So I meet the two verticals. I need it's at number 2 of that position. It needs two diagonals. And so the G is that first diagonal, the R is the feedback process. So I have indeed a starting point from something that is bigger with a feedback process in the opposite direction. So together it will, from G out, it will go up, and so I will have it in that way, designed in that way, because it goes up and it has a feedback process that it meets the odds, that it is indeed meeting the balance. Actually, it's meeting a balance, it's balancing out, it's finding a goal, how it connects. I could eventually design it in a completely round circle, or in variations, or in the options that you have in between. But let's see. Let's emphasize the G part here. Then I have the timing, or the continuation. That should be indeed the next thing that I will have in mind. This will, of course, go from one moment to the other moment. So that will be indeed my goal that I meet, and that I can also meet in a negative time as well, that I see, okay, I already had it. So that's great. So that I let's see what I will have. Okay, I already had it. So, okay, I have this possibility of continuation in time that I can indeed take along with me. So what's the next letter? After A, that will be the E, the E. I will have the A or A. The A, as it is written, is that point that in the middle, where I say, okay, I have a point of reference which I see here. This is the point of reference. In the same time, in the background, it is about continuation. It is a middle point, which means I can keep my middle point of concentration. I can keep my concentration in the middle also the whole time. So that is happening in the background. It's a horizontal of continuation of things that will not change over time. The T will be that position, so that I say, yes, I not only have my concentration on the point that I can have a continuation, I also have a point that of reference that I can make it practical. And that's at that point. So I have my face at the end, and I can put all the things, all the three levels, the level of physicality, the level of timing, and the level of a complete context on top of each other, so that I have the greatness designed and expressed as how I see it. I see it indeed as this, yeah, it's great. I see it. It has a continuation. I can have a follow-up. It's bigger than life, and it has a follow-up. It's alive. It's alive. It's great. Not much more needed. You understand immediately what I'm focusing upon, and that's what the words are about. What is that? It's about focuses. They describe our focus, what we need for our focus, and if you understand the letters in detail also more clearly, you can also describe them, what is really going on. Okay, thanks again for watching. Bye.